This is going to be the stream that I'm going to be clarifying a few things about Spook and Jukes' video that were, I don't know if he did it on purpose. I think he might have just misunderstood a few things and he accidentally twisted it in the wrong light, as well as just not acknowledging a few things that Greenie and SkillCheckk did, as well as just a few strange things that seem a little bit hypocritical. So we're going to go over it really quick. So why I make salt content. So first, let's talk about the whole salt farming thing. It's not about trying to instigate people. I didn't start making salt content because I wanted drama. It was because I was already getting harassed for how I play. So instead of hiding or shrinking, I turned it into something creative and themed, something productive. I also like to play how I want, especially slugging, and that alone brings hate, so I built the Saw style format to reframe it with fun challenges, self-reflection, and even letting salty players laugh at themselves. It's commentary on how serious we take video games sometimes. So, as you guys can see right here...
If you're really as emo as you say, go down this way next time you cut. Okay? Next time you cut, go down this way. Alright, Miss Goth. Want to be Goth, cut down that way. Go. Be done with it.
So this is the type of salt that I make, and this was after a match we had, and I went into chat to say GG's, and he told me to do that. So, and I didn't say anything bad. It's in this video if you guys want to go see. The chats are in it, and all that stuff, but this is just one of many times where streamers, or just people who play Dead by Daylight will come to my stream or will say stuff like this if I join their stream. And this, to me, is not just salty or toxic. This is crazy. So whenever it's crazy, I will post it. And whenever it's salty and hypocritical, I will post that too. Then there's also this one right here. This person reported me for slugging them.
They kept slugging me and targeting me, and then I bled out to die. So
Sluggy Piggy. So let's talk about the build, which I played in this match. So I'm just gonna mute this and show you guys. So I have played this build because it was inspired by Amanda Young from Saw. It is a tribute to her style and my personal preference to slug over hook, because in the Saw films, Amanda Young is one of the cultists of Saw, and Saw basically gives the players a, quote-unquote fair way to play the games, and Amanda Young doesn't, because she doesn't believe that they deserve a fair match. So I just thought it was cool because I know a lot of people don't like slugging, and it's like, well, I like to slug. Like, why can't I play the way I want to play and you get to play how you want to play? And so it's like, yeah, I thought it was fun. It was like role-playing like I'm an evil killer. I'm Amanda Young. Oh my God, I'm not going to hook them. I'm making it quote-unquote unfair. So it's a tribute to her, and it fits the vibe for my streams and the performance I've built around it. And it's not toxic, unless you believe creativity is toxic. Probably going to think that I'm hypocritical because I complain about teams, but I feel like people fail to understand that I'm venting and I'm frustrated, which is fine, and that's just salty, but I don't go out of my way to do anything else besides that. So I don't say like, oh, they play like that, so they must be a horrible person. Or I report them, or I try to wish on them, or anything like that. I don't care how you play. I also, in my own video right here, in this video, I literally say, I was salty as well, and that I don't mind that they played in a team. Of course, I'm going to complain about it because I was tilted that day and I was really sick of going against teams. And I do that a lot. I get salty and I complain a lot about this game, but I still play it because I still enjoy it sometimes, and I still enjoy creating content out of it. So, and that's fair. I mean, people get upset over games all the time. Spook and Jukes also understands that tilt is completely human and normal. This video was not attacking Greenie for her, she doesn't deserve the right to be tilted or anything. It was the fact that it just seemed like she went overboard about how I played, because she was salty a little bit in the game, which was fine. We were both salty, and everybody, SpooknJukes and River, both acknowledged that we were both salty. So the video wasn't about that. The video was about how it evolved into something more personal. So after this stream, or I'm sorry, after this game, as you guys can see in the in-game chat, she was asking me why I slugged, clearly upset about how I played. And SkillCheckk said, come on, bruh. And then also, it'll load. Also, seek God. Okay? So unfortunately, I don't have my original VOD. I mean, I have the video of my original VOD. It's also uploaded in an unlisted link that if anybody wants to see, I can provide to prove everything. It's also under River's video of my situation. But SkillCheckk, technically, if we want to go the route that SpooknJukes is insisting about instigating, SkillCheckk was the first one to go to anybody's stream. He went to my stream first, and he told me to seek God. And he said it twice. So he said seek God in the in-game chat, then he went to my stream and said seek God again. So, and he admits this in this video. It's like right here. Let me see if I can just play it. Right here.
I'm not surprised.
I said, see God. They said, interesting. And I left.
I believe.
And I left. Did you hear him say I left? Okay. So unfortunately, I know a lot of people might speculate, oh, well, SkillCheckk is just talking about the in-game chat. Seek God. I say, cause I wanna, and I left. Okay? Why is it then that right here,
I'm not surprised.
I said, seek God, and he said, interesting. He's quoting me. And that's because in my stream, when he told me to seek God again, after the in-game chat, I said, interesting, because I thought it was strange that he said the same thing twice, and that he was so salty that he said seek God twice. I just thought it was, and the fact that it's cringe, because you're telling me to seek God over how I played in a video game. Let's go over the Spooks video. Spooks has every right to share his view. I respect that. But there are major pieces of misinformation and a double standard that I want to clear up. So I already told you guys about how he says that he criticizes me for saying GG twice, yet ignores that SkillCheckk telling me to seek God twice is a thing too. He also ignores the fact that he himself makes videos explaining that don't put TTV in your name if you don't want people to come to your stream. Unfortunately, I don't have that video linked, but it is in one of his videos. I'm sorry that I don't have it right here to tell you guys, but I'm sure if you just watch any one of his TTV videos, if a TTV complains that somebody came to his chat, he usually will say, well, then why do you have TTV in your name if you don't want people to come to your chat? Because TTVs, especially salty ones, just like Greenie, will usually complain and be like, why are you in my chat? It's like, well, what do you expect? I came to see what you thought of the match. That's kind of the whole point, and to see if I want to follow. So the real timeline, Spooks frames it like my video was a reaction to Greenie's tweets, and that is false. I already uploaded my video before I knew she was tweeting anything about the situation. Then I was reached out personally by a friend of mine that she was tweeting about me, and the fact that not only did she tweet about me and blurred my name in her video about me, but somebody asked who I was, and GreenieDBD said, you can DM to find out who. She said this, damn, I wanted to know who that was, DMs, and then that's when I came in and I said, what's the point of hiding my name? Not perhaps to seem innocent, because I assumed, oh, well, the only reason she's blurring my name is because she wants to appear like she is holier than thou or something, like she's trying to do something good, or I don't know. And even if she was, it doesn't matter, because as you guys can see, she's willing to just give out my name to anybody who asks anyway. So Spooks also didn't include this in his video. I'm not sure why. And I just remembered that I now have to show you guys proof that I didn't know about the tweet. So I apologize that I didn't show that yet. Give me 1 second. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact date when my video was uploaded. I have the exact date. It was the same day she posted the tweet. Unfortunately, I do not have the exact time, like the time of day. The only thing I have as evidence that I didn't know about her tweets after I posted my video was this. So one of my friends said, just found out what she meant. They shared the tweet of GreenieDBD's point of view video she posted on her Twitter. I said, yo. She goes, yeah, it's all on Twitter. I found it so I can save it and send it. I said, send please. And that's when I found out about her tweet. This was a day after my video was posted, which I will now show proof of the date it was posted. Unfortunately, I don't have the exact time. But if you look right here, June 28th, 2025. And then when I go back to the picture, it says right there, where is it? This is June 29th. So this is the next day. So it was the day after I posted my video that I even knew Greenie was doing any tweeting of any sorts. SpooknJukes in his video frames it as if I basically, I guess, kept egging on the drama, and I replied to her Twitter with the video. When I didn't. Unless he's trying to say that I tweeted the video I made under her tweet. If he's trying to say that, then I guess that's true. But the way he worded it was as if I created the video after she made hers, which is not true because that makes it look like I was going after her when I wasn't. So there's that. And maybe go back to the video. So I'll let this continue playing in the background while I read the rest of my script. Oh, and it's blurry anyway. I apologize, I didn't know that, but anyway. Greenie's defamation and slurs. So Greenie twisted my video as a hate video. She also used, she also commented on my video, where's the part where you calling us named in your VOD? The worst you have on me is loser, but you called my chat and I derogatory terms that are against TOS. Yeah. That's when I locked her. I said, love the defamation, good luck proving that. Then she accuses me of deleting the VOD. And then I told her I have proof of defamatory action by you and your cook because I have everything because I didn't say any slurs. So to me, this was escalating something. Why wouldn't she just say, because what SpooknJukes ends up saying in his video that I'm assuming ties in with this is that I said that they were using cancer perks and I said pussy ass tea. Okay. Both of these things, which I referenced in my video, and River is referencing it in his video. So I said pussy ass team and cancer perks. Then she goes in here and says the worst you have on me is loser, but you called my chat and I derogatory terms, which to me was her trying to frame it as if I said slurs. So as a big streamer saying I'm saying slurs, that was a huge escalation. And this comment is what made me reach out to SpooknJukes. Because before, I didn't really care. Especially when I didn't know about her tweet she was doing. I'm sorry, but I've even talked to ChatGPT about this, but there's no reason for her to say derogatory terms. Derogatory terms frames it as if I said something despicably horrible. Cancer? I mean, I really don't understand how someone could say that that's a derogatory term. I could see someone saying maybe it's edgy or maybe it's a little toxic even, maybe, but I don't know about derogatory term. She also claims that I called them that, which I didn't. I said cancer perks. I didn't even call them cancer. I said that the perks were cancer. In SpooknJukes' video, he shows video of a match that wasn't Greenie, where I did call those survivors cancer. Okay, so even if I did say it, it wasn't even at them. So this is her grasping at straws, trying to find anything possible to frame me in a bad light, because clearly she didn't like me making the video on her, even though, as you'll see right here,
put me in a TikTok, please. I hope I end up in a TikTok. I would love to see myself in a TikTok.
she begged and egged me on, make the TikTok. And then she decided to copyright strike me when I did. So, and oh, by the way, she also made a TikTok and she made the Twitter video. So she makes content too, which is fine. Don't have a problem with her making content too. The only problem I have is her being a hypocrite and making out to be like I'm some sort of bad person.
And calls the survivors cancer after trying to bait them into being salty.
Which he believes that I'm trying to bait people into being salty with my slug build, which I've already explained the entire intent behind the slug build and why I've reframed my channel as like a quote-unquote salt farmer is because people don't like the way I play and they will constantly come in my stream to complain about it. So I was like, let's try to make it fun then. If this is what's normal and what's going to keep happening, then I'm going to make it a game. I'm going to make it entertaining. I'm going to make it content, because people would constantly come to my chat and say I'm boring, they don't like the way I played, or say really effed up stuff like I should, cut myself, stuff like that. Which, by the way, in the last stream I had on Twitch, someone came to my stream because of my slugging and told me that they're happy that my ex beat me and I should keep cutting and all this crazy shit. Anyway, so I document the reactions. I don't go out of my way, quote unquote, baiting, but I frame myself as a salt farmer because that's all that happens. People just come to my stream upset, and so I make content out of it. But anyway, as usual, team, it never fucking ends. Oh, so fucking boring. What's with these sweaty ass motherfuckers? I guarantee you they're gonna be salty pussies still in the. So the reason I said this was because I'm just used to people being salty or sore winners often in this game. So if I am doing my slug build, then they'll usually be, if they all format out or something, they'll usually be like, haha, well, you shouldn't slug, you deserve it, or, well, maybe you should play normal. Like, they'll usually say stuff like that, which to me is a sore winner attitude, and it just comes off as salty still because they still didn't like the way I played. And even though they won, they still have to make it known. So that's why I said this. And obviously I was salting myself and tilted as well. Let's see. What were they going to say? So the reason I called them, by the way, cancer cells, is because they said we were sweating, lol, maybe run some perks. So I was just like, really? Maybe run some perks? So that to me just seemed like, oh, well, you're slugging, of course you're gonna lose, haha. That's what it seemed like to me. Not necessarily justifying it, I was just salty. They didn't really do anything wrong, but I just, yeah. Holy shit. Only thing that I said directed at them was another pussy ass team, which wasn't even personal. I was just sick of teams that day, and I was very tilted and very salty, which is also in my email to Spooks, which is why I feel like Spooks is, like, I genuinely was a huge fan of him before, but the fact that he completely ignored what I said in my email and in this video now shows me that either he just skims over things, or he's biased. I don't really understand because in this, where is it? Let me see if I can find it. Here is it right here. During that match, I'll admit I let some frustration slip out. I had been going against strong teams all day and was a bit tilted, so I called them a pussy-ass team in game. And I didn't even think to mention the cancer because to me, that wasn't even directed at them. I was calling the perks cancer. So that's why I didn't mention that because I didn't think it was important to mention. I was like, well, it wasn't directed at them, so who cares? That's like if I said Dead by Daylight is cancer. Why would that matter to GreenieDBD and their team? So all I said was I called them a pussy-ass team in game. That's probably the most toxic thing I said. I don't believe swiffing is wrong. I was just frustrated at the moment. After the match, I went to their stream to say GG and try to have a normal interaction, but they were already trash-talking me and banned me from chat and Discord soon after. False harassment claim. GreenieB claims that I went to all her socials to harass her. That never happened. I only replied to her tweet about our game. So as you guys can see right here, I can just show all the tweets. The post was deleted by the author. I don't even remember what this post was. I probably have a screenshot of it on my email. Very strange that she deleted it. Again, this is just another example of her deleting stuff that she has said. I don't know how people can look at that and not see how that looks a little bit suspicious. Then that's what's the point of hiding my name? I do love the salty reaction to keep it up. And then I said, yeah, someone told me you posted about our cute date. I had to come to say hello, right? So I was being a little bit, a little bit. And I asked her why was the point, to protect you from Twitter, apparently, even though she's going to DM people anyway. Protecting people usually means not DMing names, sweetheart. Hope this helps. And a little bit of catfight energy. And then he replies, her boyfriend SkillCheckk, and he frames it like he's a victim. Can you just leave us alone, dude? Like, bro, you slugged and played to get a reaction out of us. We understand you salt farm for videos. Congrats. I hope you have an amazing career doing so. And then I said, you guys decide to post content too, bro. Don't play victim. So upset over slugging. You guys cried about me for 5+ minutes after banning me, asking what was wrong. And then this is just a random person. I respect this person at least. I guess called out this insult, but that doesn't really matter. And then I just said, let me know when you figure out what I did to push it, because this person said I could have just moved on, apparently. Even though SkillCheckk was the one who technically, if we want to go on who first said anything, it was SkillCheckk. Then I also have a message to her right here. This was before River's video or Spooks and Greenie videos came out. I didn't know that River was even going to make the video for sure, and I guess I'll show evidence of that too. So we still got a lot to look at, unfortunately. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to make it as quick as I can. But when I reached out to River, someone had said that, hey, River will probably make the video since Spooks and Greenie for whatever reason ignored your case. And I said, okay, I'll try to reach out to him then. I reached out to him. I told him everything. I talked to him on the phone about it. And he said, yeah, this is effed up. I'm going to make a video on this. But after that, and this is not to throw shade. I'm not trying to start any more drama. I found out that River is a bit of a problematic person. I didn't really do my research or homework on them before reaching out to them. Unfortunately, he's very problematic. I don't agree with a lot of the things he says. And I also believe that he is possibly transphobic and homophobic. I'm not, not defaming him. I don't know for certain. I just know that in some streams I've seen, he does say things that lead me to believe he may be that way. So after that, I was like, maybe I shouldn't even have a video made at all because I don't really want to be tied to this person. So I tried to give him a chance and I messaged him. So he sent me the script. I said, I appreciate the time and effort. you've put into the script, seriously, it hits on a lot of the key points in the core issues, the hypocrisy, copyright abuse, and how creators like me can be unfairly targeted. That said, I wanted to ask if we could tone down or clean up some of the more extreme language. The goal for me, at least, isn't to humiliate anyone or turn this into a hit piece. It's to show what actually happened and highlight the double standards in the community. Stuff like name-calling, appearance stakes, or overly sarcastic jabs, even if funny, might take the focus off the truth and open the door for people to use the tone of this video to discredit it, or worse, weaponize it against me. You're really good at calling out bullshit, which I still believe, by the way, while keeping things sharp, so I think we can still make something strong, impactful, and real, just without giving them an easy way to dismiss the message by saying it's just hate or drama bait. He goes, okay, I can mention that I don't want it to be drama bait in the video and stuff. So to me, it kind of felt like, okay, he's not going to take out any of the kind of rude things he says. He's just going to say he doesn't want it to be drama, which I don't know. I didn't really sit well with that either. And then this is a whole other thing, which I don't think I'm even going to show in this stream, because all it's going to do is just start more drama probably. But basically, long story short, I had a clip of I was in SkillCheck's stream. I was asking him, why was I banned from his Twitch? What did I do to deserve it? And then Greenie kept telling SkillCheckk to ban me and spamming it in his stream, to the point that SkillCheckk got so annoyed and aggravated that he punched his desk and started telling chat to not talk about it anymore, basically. This is the last thing I say before he posts the video, 3 days after I messaged him this. I thought he wasn't going to post the video anymore. I say, besides what I've sent, no, I'm still not sure if I want to be anonymous or not in your video. I really appreciate you trying to stand up for me, but I don't want this to be attacking anybody, just clear-cut facts about me being wrongly defamed and copy struck. I know your tone is usually edgy and heated, but I don't really feel comfortable being a part of that. If you can make this video more dialed down with the insults and stuff and more focused on the hypocrisy, defamation, and copyright, I'd feel really better about this. He didn't reply to that for 3 days. And then his next reply was him posting the video. So I didn't even necessarily give the thumbs up for the video to be made. I wanted it to be made at first, but then I was like, ooh, I don't know about River though, after I found out more stuff about him. So I just want that as I guess evidence, because SpooknJukes will later say that I ran straight to River after he didn't do my video because I knew that River hates SpooknJukes or something. Something like that. I don't know. And that I knew he'd lie or something. Something along the lines of that. I kept showing evidence and breaking down the blatant lies said about me, which what was stated in this video is not even half of what I had to endure concerning the situation and the endless pestering on all my social media platforms. This is not this is the one of many where she basically says that I am constantly harassing her on multiple social media accounts. So the only thing I found was when I went here, because I noticed on my video, Plague Gaming. Now, Plague Gaming is a big supporter of mine. They're usually in every stream of mine. Very upset with them, to be honest, because I told everyone in my video not to go out and spread hate or harass Greenie. And this person decided to not listen to me and do it anyway. So crazier, a tournament player, and make someone make a video like this and still complain about slugging. So this is on one of her videos. Then she says fan behavior. Here, Plague says typical fake nice two-faced survivor streamer. This is on my video on GreenieDBD. And she says, why are you commenting with your ult? To me. When I said, just look at this, to Plague. Why are you commenting on your ult? I sent a question mark because I didn't understand what she was saying. But now I understand that she thinks that Plague Gaming is an alt account of mine where I just go and harass people and spam stuff. That is it, by the way. When it comes to quote unquote the harassment I gave Greenie, that is the only interactions I have had with her at all. There's nothing else, and there's nothing else in SpooknJukes video either. And there's nothing in Greenie's tweets or anything showing that that happened. There's nothing. If you guys want to see the YouTube chats, I will show you guys that now. Right. Where's my... Oh, I said, you gonna ban me for slugging too, or you chill? And I said this because even in my video with SkillCheckk and Greenie, I thought, and also my viewers thought that SkillCheckk seemed pretty chill and actually funny. River making fun of him screaming and stuff, I actually thought that he wasn't raging or anything. He was just making a joke out of what was happening in the game. So I just want you guys to know that that's my side of it. So I don't think... I thought that SkillCheckk was chill. So when I saw, oh my god, this guy's a big streamer, and then he was playing with Greenie, which, by the way, I didn't even know they were dating at that point in time. I went to SkillCheckk to try to make amends because I noticed that I said, is this open lobbies? Someone said yes. And then I said, you're going to ban me for slugging too, or you chill? Because I wanted him to know who I was before I just joined a game of his, in case for some reason he would be uncomfortable with me joining the game. And I thought that, oh, maybe this would be a fun way for us to have some sort of a, like a truce, right? So then I got banned. There's nothing else, of course. You know, if somebody wants to prove it, then they can show the chats, but I got banned from his Twitch. That's when I decided to go to his YouTube because I was listening to his stream and he didn't even reply to me. So I assumed that I was probably banned by somebody from Greenie's Twitch, and he didn't even know I was banned. So I went to his YouTube channel because I saw that he was streaming. And I said, there's no way you banned me too. I thought you might have been chill. Then SkillCheckk goes on to say, oh, I didn't ban you, dude. And I said, I got banned on Twitch. And then he basically says, oh, well, if one of my mods banned you, then, you know, tough luck. You must have done something stupid. And I said, can I get a reason? Or are you guys just going to pretend you can't speak up? I got banned for what? Because I was upset that I was just outright banned for basically how I played in the game. I'm like, are you guys seriously going to make it like this awful? I got no beef with you or your girlfriend, I'm assuming. But I had to point out the hypocrisy, so I posted a video on YouTube. It's pretty sad you guys were that toxic at me for slugging. And I told them I posted the video because both of them egged me on to make content of it and were mocking me. So, was this necessary? Probably not. It was definitely me being a little bit, like, I was trying to, a little bit to like, okay, well, fuck you, I made the video. How about that then? Since you guys bitched and moaned and said, and teased me about making it, well, I made it. And then I said, especially with the viewer base you guys got. The other funny thing is neither of them said, oh, you were banned for calling us slurs. Oh, you were banned for calling us in chat cancer. Nothing of that was said in neither of their streams. Even Greenie's stream after I was banned. So that leads me to believe that they pulled that out of their ass as some sort of way to go after me in the drama as like, oh, but you did this. Because that was never a thing. They didn't even complain about that. But besides that, that was all the engagement I had on Twitter, on YouTube, and on Twitch with these people. Which I don't even want to show this because I felt like this was a vulnerable, you know, sensitive thing. But I sent this to Greenie before River posted his video. And before SpooknJukes posted his video, because I believed that River wasn't going to make the video anymore after I told him I didn't like the script and I wanted him to tone it down and be less attacking and more showing facts. So I assumed River was like, oh, that's cringe, what a pussy, and decided not to make the video anymore after not replying to me for 3 days straight. So I sent this to try to give some sort of a resolution for us because I had moved on from what happened, and I'm like, hey, I just want to reach out directly and not argue, rehash everything, but be honest for a moment. I know things spiraled after our match, but I want to clarify something important. When I made the video, it wasn't meant to be a personal attack. It was just part of the content I make, which often revolves around reactions, salt, and how different players respond to certain playstyles. That's the only lens I saw through at the time. I even mentioned in the video that I thought you seemed genuinely sweet, which I did say in the video. I think she was just having a bad day or something. She doesn't seem to normally be like this. So I even gave her a compliment in the video I made of her, because I meant that. I don't think you're a bad person at all. If anything, I feel like your chat may have unintentionally stirred things up more than necessary, and it all became bigger than it needed to be. Because in my video where Greenie is saying all these salty things, and she keeps going on and on about how I'm a loser and I'm never going to be big and I shouldn't be in the community and I'm just a negative person, her chat constantly was saying, oh, they're a salt farmer. Oh, it's just some loser. Oh, they make videos of salty survivors. So it seemed like the chat kind of stirred the pot more and escalated it to a point that wasn't important. Where it started to feel personal and hurtful for me was afterward, being accused of using derogatory statements, which I took as slurs, getting a copyright strike on my video, and seeing me post your own content about me while calling my video a hate video. That felt really unfair. Like I wasn't allowed to make content about my own experience, but it was okay to make content about me. I never saw my video as hateful, just commentary, the same kind of commentary we both engage in, just with different tones. I'm not holding on to any of this. I'm moving forward with a different tone for my content, and I just wanted to say that despite everything, it was never meant to be malicious. I hope you're okay, and I wish you all the best in life. Okay. I sent that Sunday. What's today? Thursday. And yesterday was Spooks' video, and I think the day before that was Rivers. So this was Sunday. This was a few days ago, before all these videos dropped. I tally salt not to be petty, but to expose how often people overreact in games. Some viewers realize it and even laugh at themselves. Some reflect, others end up in the Salt Hall of Fame. That's okay, it's all part of the experience. Which I have a Salt Hall of Fame where I put the most like crazy things people say, like here's the total counters, the salt, the give ups, because I'm trying to make content out of it, because that's how upset people get. How I play, people will come to me and they'll complain, and so I thought, oh, well, let's make it fun and entertaining, and let's make it Saw themed and count up how many we get and how far up, because I thought, how insane is it gonna be when somebody will see my stream title that says like over 1,000+ salty chats. So I just thought that would be cool. And also I want to be the world record holder of slugs, because I just thought that would be cool too. But here's the Salt Hall of Fame, if you guys want to see. Just basically, you know, just Salt Hall of Fame. That's all it is. Just people saying, weirdo, you know, hey goth, this one was pretty crazy. And I was playing Survivor, by the way. I wasn't even, you know, slugging, because I was a Survivor, and that's what this person said. You definitely smell bad. You know, some silly stuff too. The thing, like the biggest hypocrisy of all this is SpooknJukes also farms salt. So I don't really understand why I'm being told, well, if you just weren't a salt farmer, none of this would have happened. Okay. SpooknJukes makes content off of people who get salty after he does Basement Bubba. So what's the difference? Especially since in the in-game chat, SpooknJukes also eggs people on when they're clearly upset. She's salty before I even got to the stream. It's not like I got to the stream and I'm like, she's not salty enough, guys. Let's piss her off some more. I went to the stream to see if they were salty at all, because I could tell in the in-game chat they were. So I went to the stream and I'm like, oh, what do you know? They're complaining. They're saying I shouldn't play like that. And then I asked them, because I was trying to see if I could have a normal conversation with them, what's wrong? And then I said, you didn't like my sluggy picky build, so that they'd understand that it's a build that I play. I reached out to them. I said, after a match, I used Lucky Picky, a personal challenge where I bleed out survivors instead of hooking. I play this way because I find it fun, interesting, and it sparks unique reactions. And I even said right here, I document a assault counter on my streams when people come in to complain. That's the certified loser. This is my chats, all I said. GG's. What's wrong, guys? You guys didn't like my Slucky Piggy build? Why are you guys so salty? And as you guys can see, this person was already like on my ass. Like, we're not giving you content. Say your GG and move on. And then this is in my GreenieDBD video. She says, I'm trying too hard to be different. I'm not popular. I'm someone who shouldn't be in the community or play the game. These were personal remarks about me and my character. Had nothing to do with just the match or just, you know, oh, a little salty in the match after I slugged. I shouldn't be in the community or play the game, according to her, because of the way I played. I didn't say that in my video about GreenieDBD. Since then, things have unfortunately escalated. My video critiquing the situation has now been hit with a copyright claim. I've submitted a fair use dispute since the video was fully transformative, edited, and focused on commentary and criticism of a public live stream behavior. They've also falsely claimed I use slurs, which is completely untrue. I ended my stream right after the match and have the full VOD saved to show that nothing occurred. So this is where I sent him. And she also, as you can see, she gloats about it on her her Twitter. FYI, if a creator privates their content, they still have rights to that content and you can't steal it. So she gloats about copyright striking my video. And then here I just sent him, this is where she accused me of calling them and their chat. See, it said, but you called my chat and I derogatory terms that are against TOS. I showed that SkillCheckk punched the desk because Greenie keeps arguing with him over banning me. I'm not going to show this video of him smashing his desk because it's unnecessary. I feel like it's just going to spark more drama. You know, it's obviously an ugly moment between them, and there's just no reason to show it because it's just not gonna. It's not gonna help anything. The only reason I sent it to Spooks was to help him understand that Greenie was trying to paint me as some sort of villain because she kept telling SkillCheckk to ban me over and over. That kind of language and public behavior felt far more personal and inappropriate than anything I said during the match. It reflects gatekeeping, hostility, and double standards that I believe deserve a real discussion. In just a short span of time, I've been banned from chats and discords without warning, which, by the way, when I joined their server, I don't even remember what I said. I think I said something like, why was I banned? And they just banned me right away. Mocked live on stream and spoken about in demeaning terms, called a weirdo, someone who's trying too hard to be different, shouldn't be in the community. False allegations were made that I used slurs, which I did not, and when I calmly asked for clarity, I was ignored or dismissed. Most recently, copyright claim was filed against my video, even though it's transformative. And Spooks claims that my video was not transformative enough, which is, I'm sorry, I have to say, the most bullshit thing he said in the entire video. Like, out of all the things he said, I was most confused and flabbergasted that he supported the copyright strike when it clearly was false. It was clearly just made because she didn't like the video. She didn't want it out there. She didn't want to be exposed for being salty as well. And all the things she said about me. It was fair use. And by the way, in case anyone is like, well, the video got taken down. Oops. Here it is. It's been reinstated. So YouTube even agrees with me that it is fair use. And then this is just me explaining the update about she said I said slurs, and all I said was pussy ass team and cancer perks. I already told you guys that. Oh yes, and this is her posting them, by the way, because people questioned her. This person said she called him a loser for playing a certain way. She continued to talk about them even after they got banned, and she hopes a TikTok's video is made about her. She even plans to private the bot. I wonder what she's trying to hide. Then she says this whole thing, it's a lot, I'm not going to read it, but basically she gives an excuse that she privated it because of other creators, apparently, which is not true. I have proof that SkillCheckk told her to private the VOD so that they can report me. So listen very closely. SkillCheckk will say, "Do me a favor," and Greenie's gonna say what?
Like going to main building. Not gonna lie.
Do me a favor.
What?
Can you not publish his VOD?
Oh yeah. I don't want to give that sick fuck any content.
Nah, and if you're still watching, Gross, if you start recording.
Oh, they got banned.
No, they're still watching. If they start recording and we ban them, you can just like report that they stole your content.
Oh, I will. We ain't giving that sick freak any. What the? That sick fuck.
By the way, there's her quote-unquote derogatory personal statements against me, if you want to pull that card, saying I'm a sick fuck, and she's not going to give me content. So, and then SkillCheckk says, and yeah, we can just report him and say that they stole content. So that is the truth of what actually the reasoning is for her copyright striking. And then so her saying that like she was asked as if like it was out of her hands or something, and she was doing it to help someone, not be in the drama, is just, that's why I just showed what I showed, because it's like, no, you did it because you wanted to get back at me for some reason. And I guess I could just look at these, but this is her just posting clips of me saying cancer perks and saying pussy ass team. And by the way, she's screen recording content that was privated, so she's also being a hypocrite, because according to her, right here, where is it? You cannot screen record a creator's content without their consent. So lie was mine. Oh yeah, this is her tweeting about me again, by the way. So this, by the way, this section of the stream, I'm just like showing that she constantly tweeted about me daily. I didn't have any other interactions with her, but she continued to quote unquote instigate, or at the very least escalate. What was the reason for her to constantly bring me up after I've been banned and copyright struck and I wasn't interacting with her or talking about her anymore? I love my moderators so much. A salty farming killer tried to come into my chat and Discord, and they handled it promptly without disrupting stream. Then she also says they aren't even worth your breath. So, which is hilarious considering all these tweets. I'm assuming this one was about me. You could take that with a grain of salt, but this was right after my video. I sent a copyright strike reply, basically saying I believe it's in fair use. So if she doesn't agree with it, then she's gonna have to take me to court over it. And I'm assuming this is why she's tweeted, "I don't give a fuck." This is just another example of both of them being toxic outside the game to people for how they play, or I'm sorry, or saying play a different game, I guess. You're a loser, see God, and touch some grass. This guy really likes to say see God a lot. Actually, I want to show this too. Also, this is a huge thing. They advertise themselves as toxic. That's exactly what I do. I advertise myself as a soul farmer. And look at this, super totally cool, really friendly, toxic Swift. So she likes to advertise in fun ways as well. Even though I'm sure she's gonna say, oh, I'm not really a toxic person though. So then she replied to another creator. This is July 3rd. She is still bringing me up. So funny thing is, this happened to me and the Salt Farmer took my content without permission to make a hate video. She also says that it's a hate video when it's not. And now a bunch of bigger creators are asking if they can react to it, and I don't know how to feel. So she's trying to make it out like, I'm not even, it's out of my hands. A bunch of people are reaching out to me about this. It's out of my hands. Which doesn't make sense because according to SpooknJukes' video, Spooks says that Greenie reached out to him. So take with that what you will. And then she goes, I've agreed to one creator using the footage, and I hope it leads to more advocacy and protection for creators and streamers. Trying to frame this entire thing as if I'm like constantly harassing her and I'm making hate about her, which is just not true. It's just a silver lining moment where I let the creator continue to attack me. Now she's accusing me of attacking her continuously. Or I try to make something positive come out of the situation. And this is another hypocritical moment because this is exactly what I do. But I do it authentically. I'm not pretending to do it. I'm not pretending. When someone is attacking me in chat saying, oh, I suck for how I played and I shouldn't be in the community and I'm never going to get big on Twitch, I decide to make something positive out of the situation. I try to make it entertaining and reflective. It's just more hypocritical things that Spooks completely didn't acknowledge. And it really saddens me because I feel like the only reason he didn't acknowledge these things is because he's biased, because I know he's smarter than that. I've watched so many of his toxic TTV videos. And it's just like, how can you ignore all the stuff I sent you in my email? As if I didn't tell you I was salty. As if I didn't show in my own video me being salty. I even made fun of myself. Watermark because people like to steal my content. She's talking about me again on Twitter. Now that I've shown you guys the evidence of what she's done and the things that haven't been acknowledged, I'm going to go to his YouTube video and I'm going to show that he will say stuff as if I didn't tell him in the email. He'll be like, how come no one's talking about how Gross Goth was salty? How come no one's talking about how Gross Goth called them a pussy-ass team and said one other team was cancer? So this is Spook's reply to everything, all this stuff I sent him. Hello, so I've had the chance to look over the situation, and I'll be honest, I feel like you were the instigator. In my opinion, the whole reason this drama started between the two of you is because you went into her chat to say GG in bad faith. I say bad faith because you already knew she was a bit frustrated from the endgame chat. So if you already said GG in endgame chat and knew she was frustrated, why go to her chat to say GG again? It's pretty obvious to me that you were trying to get a reaction out of her. She didn't say anything toxic in endgame, which is not true because SkillCheckk said see God, which, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I find that a little bit toxic. Especially since he said that in my stream as well. And Greenie was complaining about how I played. She didn't personally insult you on her stream. This is also not false. It's like he didn't look at anything I sent. And as you guys have seen, I showed you I showed you all this, but then if you want, go watch my video on the GreenieDBD match. Go watch it. She says, and it's in this email I sent him. She says I'm a loser. She says I'm a sick freak. She says I need to not be in this community. I'm bad for the community. I have no views or something. Some stuff like that. Bunch of personal insults after the match. So why is he saying this? It's like he didn't even look at the email. She expressed mild frustration about the slugging and left. That's where it should have ended. And you'll see in the video I have that's posted on my YouTube, she continued to talk about it after the match ended. So that's just another thing that's not true. If you are going to slug entire teams on the ground till they bleed out, especially during an event, which by the way, I have no idea why during an event matters because I wasn't even playing the event mode. It wasn't even the event mode. So why does that matter? Not that it would matter anyway. I bet you might get some people who are mildly frustrated, but you know that, which is probably why you have a salt counter on the screen, which, I mean, that's true. I know people will come in salty and upset about how I choose to play the game all the time. Whether I slug or not, doesn't matter. I still get salty people. The match before Greenie, she tried to bait a team who beat you. Again, this is his, what's it called? I guess his interpretation. There's no way to prove this. That, oh, because of how I played, it means I was baiting them. So it's just, it's just not true. Try to bait a team who beat you on Eerie into being sore winners. But they said, GG, you called them fucking cancer cells. If you want to troll and try to make people salty, go right ahead, which he agrees that it's fine, I guess. But at least own it, and don't try to act like you had pure intentions when there isn't the case. He for some reason believes that I don't have pure intentions, even though he makes the same content that I do, and there's no way to prove that. Unless I just go out and say, hey, by the way, everybody, I slug so that I can ruin people's day. And the only time that I ever say anything even close to that is when I'm role-playing. And I'm like, yo, let's kill these survivors. Let's make them regret joining this lobby. Like, but as like a, like a roleplay thing. I'm not actually like, I hope the people in real life are upset and their day is ruined. So, own it. Don't act like you have pure intentions when that isn't the case. Especially when you yourself rage and get very salty and start name calling when you lose. Feels a bit silly. This also doesn't make any sense because Spooks name calls too. While he might not say crazy stuff, he does say silly stuff, name calling, and he is salty. And he rages, so I don't really get that. So did Greenie get a little salty when you were farming for salt? Yes, did you go into her chat afterwards with the intention of starting conflict? I believe so, which is a lie and speculation. And as I've explained in this entire stream, I explained the intention and everything that happened, and I didn't even go to their chat first. They went to mine. And I've proven that. And I sent him this whole email explaining everything, and he decided not to reply.
Favor leaving out a shit ton of context from Greenie's side and just straight up lying in some cases. In his video, he shows clips of Greenie being salty and complaining during the match.
For some reason, SpooknJukes is going after me for how River made his video instead of going over my video. Must have been because he didn't want to show anything Greenie did or said.
What he doesn't do is show Goth's perspective. He doesn't show Goth being salty at all. Not one single clip from Goth's VOD or stream. Not one. So here you go.
So this doesn't even really matter because in River's video, okay, right here. So it's a nothing match. He admitted that the match...
I mean, they were both kind of tilted, but nothing crazy, right? During this match, Gross Goth even admits she got tilted, as we all do from time to time, because she had been going against Swifts like all day, apparently. And the worst words that she said was calling them a pussy-ass team. Which
he's forming it as if it was never brought to anyone's attention that I also was salty. So look at this clip really quick right here. I'm chasing SkillCheckk, he's the Ash, and I'm complaining, all right? There's a part in my video, we're going to skip to it. So as you can see, it's the same clip. I'm chasing Ash, in this shit, bro. It's so boring. And he cuts it. Now, why do you guys think he cut it? Well, we're going to see right here. Because this is what I showed in my own video. Shit, bro. It's so boring. Yep, another pallet, yeah. Another fucking pallet, yeah. Yeah, what is it log on to the fucking wrong?
Bro.
So as you guys can see, he cut out the part where I made fun of myself for also being salty. Why would he cut that out? And in my opinion, the only reason he cut it out was to skew how it looked and make it look like I am not admitting that I'm salty too, or I'm pretending like I'm better than Greenie, or I don't know, acting holier than thou or something. Because otherwise, why would he cut that out? especially since I emailed him. And it's in River's video that I admitted to being salty, and I even said exactly the words I said, which is pussy ass team and cancer perks. That's the worst things I said.
Where was anybody personally talking shit about Goth? Like, he just makes this shit up. And his example that he showed, it doesn't show anybody talking shit before she came to say GG.
So he's making it out as if River showing this picture was the proof of Greenie being toxic, which again doesn't make any sense, because how in the flying fuck could Spook miss that? Because I emailed him, in my own video I sent him was everything she said, and in River's video it showed my video of what she said, because it was live on stream with her voice. It wasn't in a chat log. River was just showing this chat log because he was saying, this is all I, Gross Goth, said in the chat, and then Greenie started to attack me personally for it. But because SpooknJukes is either biased as fuck and trying to twist it into something it's not, or he is, I don't know, he's having a rough day where he apparently can't, I'm trying to like politely say this because I'm not trying to say something too rude, but it's either he's lying or he's just not focusing on what actually is happening.
In the comments of Gross Goth's video, she told all sorts of lies. Like, this stuff never actually happened. All she said was GG. It's painting it in such a black and white way, it's ridiculous.
So right there, River claims that Greenie is lying by saying that Goth was spamming chat messages after the match and said, oh no, Goth just said GG. But that is a lie, because if you look at Greenie's boyfriend's chat, Goth went into his chat and was spamming a shit ton of messages after she got banned in Greenie's chat. Like, Goth.
Again, so now he's framing it as I got banned. Right after I got banned from Greenie's chat, I decided to go to SkillCheck's live stream, which is again not true. This was days after, and I noticed that SkillCheckk was live, and I decided, ooh, here's a good chance because I found out SkillCheckk has 20,000 followers. Maybe I should try to make amends with this guy and help him understand that nothing I did was personal. But SpooknJukes is framing it as if it was right after I got banned from Greenie's and I wanted to continue the escalation. Which, again, doesn't really matter just because I didn't say anything bad. Like, I asked why I was banned and I thought you guys were chill. And I got no beef with you or your girlfriend, I'm assuming, but I had to point out the hypocrisy. So, like, what?
Chat, Goth went into his chat and was spamming a shit ton of messages after she got banned in Greenie's chat. Like, Goth would not stop and let it go. Like, just kept, oh, I got banned here, I gotta go over there and talk shit. Like, just.
And as you can see, he's saying that I couldn't let it go, and I kept going on and on about it, and this is his argument as to why I didn't deserve help with my case and I didn't deserve any pity, even though, as we've went over this entire stream, I didn't interact with Greenie at all except the 1 or 2 tweets after she kept tweeting about me almost daily. But for some reason, SpooknJukes doesn't want to acknowledge this, and it's extremely
kept
strange
fishing
to me.
for reactions.
I simply want to bring attention to a smaller creator who got massively harassed over literally nothing.
He claims that Goth got massively harassed, but doesn't show any proof of that because it didn't happen. Greenie posted a 1-minute Twitter clip from her own stream, not even showing Goth's name. Like, Goth did not get massively harassed over this, and he's lying about this because he wants to vilify Greenie.
So as you can see, again, either Spooks is lying or he is incredibly confused, because I think it's literally in his own video. Well, I can see the confusion now, but it doesn't even seem like confusion. Now it just seems like, okay, so So he's twisting it into becoming, he's saying, oh, River is trying to say that Greenie is lying about, Gross Goth spamming the chat or something? But he completely ignores, where is
Or
it?
she comes in and says GG. Where?
In the comments of Gross Goth,
He completely ignores this? River, for some reason, went here to say that this was a lie, and then Spooks ran with only this area to criticize that he pointed out. Because I guess this is technically true, because you can spin it to be like, oh yeah, Gross Goth was spamming. You can spin it that way. You know, even though it's not true. So I guess that's why he chose that instead of the actual huge defame lies, like saying I called them derogatory terms. So, as you can see, he is cherry picking what he's going to talk about, because he knows if he had actually talked about that, there might have been holes in the story.
Oh no, I didn't say that Goth was farming salt and instigating simply by just playing slugging pig.
Because he says if you're going to slug entire teams on the ground till they bleed out, but you might get people frustrated, but you know that. Which is probably why you have a soul counter, because this is this whole, like, that basically, at least in my opinion, is him accusing me of I play this way to piss people off.
But when you add on top of it the salt counter, the fact that she proclaims herself as a salt farmer and goes into chats to say GG after already saying GG before and seeing the person is mad, like, and frustrated. Why go say GG again in their chat if you're not trying to get a reaction? Like, you already said GG. The fact that he made this entire video and only showed one side and completely left out the context of Goth stream.
And yet he is leaving out all the stuff I sent him that Greenie did. The Twitter post daily about me, the defamation, but I'm gonna give the rest of this stream, does anybody have any questions? I'm now gonna be answering all the questions that you guys have. Any questions, you know, confusion that you need maybe helped with? And I wish I could, wonder if I can, how can I look through my chat? I'm gonna go through my YouTube now, on my stream and see what's going on. I should be able to look back in my, alright, there we go. Why do you think it's okay to call people cancer? Why do you think it's wrong? Feel like it's not as deep as you might believe it is. Why do people play video games where you kill people? Real people get killed. Should we stop video games where you can kill people now because it might offend someone who knows a family member that was killed in real life? That doesn't really make any sense. Hopefully now you can go back to just playing the game, have fun. Eventually everyone will forget about this. Well, Paul, I appreciate the optimism, and I'm definitely going to try. Talk To me, that's like... Oh. To me, that's like white bread trash talk. You're cringe. You got it, Jojo. Calling people cancel are as old as the internet. You can't turn every word into a slur just because you don't like it. Well, Paul, in my opinion, they didn't even probably think it was a slur or that offended. They were just trying to use anything they could on me as ammo. So if they have to twist it into being some sort of a slur, then they're going to. Which, by the way, I was talking to my partner the other day about this, and I'm like, if people are really going to try to twist cancer into some sort of a slur, then SpooknJukes needs to change his name, because spook used to be a slur. So, anybody going to talk about that? Uh-oh, cancel SpooknJukes, because his name has something that used to be a slur. Oh, I'm joking, by the way, but I'm just saying, you know, the argument doesn't make sense. Why does it matter? It's just words on a game. Why is Greenie false striking small channels, slandering them, offering to send people their info over Twitter? Yeah, exactly. Suji says, so you're a shitty person. All he needed to know. Suji, if you believe somebody's a shitty person over a word, I can't help you. I hope you have a good day, though. I glide the lack of emotional intelligence is crazy. I wish you the best. Thank you very much, antagonistic. I've had a family die from cancer. Someone calling something cancer or cancers in game does not bother me in the slightest. Words only have power if you give a shit. I completely agree, Cyber, and I'm very sorry that happened. Did you all even watch this stream? Force Archie generally grows a spine. Now, I do want to clarify, like, intent matters more than words, right? So, for example, if I said a slur and I'm like, don't say this because it's offensive, and I say the slur, right? The intent is to tell people not to say it. So obviously, you know, intent matters more than just saying the word. If there's slurs in a book, does that mean the book deserves to be burned? And you don't need to know any context behind it? But it's just silly that we're even talking about slurs because cancer is not a slur. I even asked ChatGPT this shit just in case. I'm like, hey, ChatGPT, is there some sort of history where cancer is now a slur? And even ChatGPT was like, no, it can be seen as rude maybe, or edgy, but it's not a slur. But yeah, if anyone has any questions or anything right now, please let me know. I understand everything you say about Greenie because she betrayed my trust. Well, I'm sorry. I am very sorry. I didn't know any of this was gonna happen. And trust me, if I knew this was gonna happen, I probably would have never made the video. Because it's just like, well, this isn't worth it, all this fucking crazy shit. But I thought that SpooknJukes would be fair, and apparently... I guess never meet your heroes. Not to mention his DBD trash talking. Yeah. Oh yeah, Poe. I play other games. I wanna stream them too, and I will be. I love playing Unreal Tournament. And I love playing Outlast Trials, and I like playing Fallout and, you know, other horror games, you know. So I will be playing other stuff, not just Dead by Daylight. People in here are acting like they've never said one bad thing, yeah. My bad, I heard what you said. I was just AFK with my headset on. I only watched some of Spook's video and I think that this was blown out of proportion on all sides. We are too grown for this. Yeah, I agree. Tears down poster syndrome style. Yeah, Unreal Tournament, baby. If, hey, you know, I have sound, like, for my follow alerts and stuff, it's literally the female announcer from Unreal Tournament. That's all my follow sounds, subscription sounds. If somebody donates, there's like really cool shit she says. So hey, you know, if you want a tip, if you want to ask somebody to subscribe right now, then you'll get to hear that again, but you'll notice when it happens. And yes, Koji or Kogi? Yes, I love Fallout. Yeah, antagonistic. I feel like, and I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, I feel like he did that because River's video didn't blur me. Just to give him the benefit of the doubt. But I'm probably reaching. I noticed, yeah, but I didn't know you were actually a fan, just thought you liked the sound. No, I'm a huge fan. You'll see. I'm gonna stream Unreal Tournament. I'm probably gonna have a specific day for it because it'll be the chillest vibes. Because we can just relax. I can play some Unreal Tournament. We can all jam, listen to some nice music. Instead of DBD, where it's kind of just soul farming. You know, it's kind of, and I'm not, again, I'm not even soul farming on purpose. It's just that people are gonna come and be salty, so that's why I made it a thing. But it's very stressful sometimes, because people say the most crazy shit. So safe to say you're a pig main? Yes. Antagonistic, if you want a true scope of everything that's happened besides my stream, I suggest you watch both their videos in full. Yes, King, I will be streaming on YouTube from now on. However, I do have a Kick. I made that just in case I decide to stream on Kick, so I'm gonna leave that in the chat right now. Give me 1 second. If anybody wants to follow me, that's my Kick. But I will be mainly streaming on YouTube. At least for now. Warframe? No, I haven't. I know what that is, though. You're allowed to get mad. We all start farm. Yeah. Thank you, antagonistic. I tried playing Pig, and it went horribly wrong. I see. Alright, King. Hope you have a lovely rest of your day. Appreciate your support. I'm slowly working on it. If you have a link for Rivers, that would be great. Yeah, hold on. I'll find it for you. Give me 1 second. This is our Rivers video. I got juiced. I let the 3-man slug slip away with an unbreakable. Damn. Look forward to your career on YouTube. Sucks you couldn't continue on your platform of choice. Yes, it does really suck. Also, does anybody know what those crowns mean? There's like Cyber, you have a crown. Kingslayer has a crown. I don't know what the crowns mean.
Bottom feeder.
Thank you, Antagonistic, for the subscribe. You can call me Dakini, if it helps. Dakini. Alright, Dakini? I'll try to remember that. Saw the Saw movies and like your channel, thank you. Have you watched River's other videos in the community? Oh yeah. I don't like them. A lot of them, in my opinion, are pretty weak points because I would say most of his videos is just attacking people and less facts. It's just my opinion, not trying to throw shade. And I do still appreciate him making the video for me because I will say this, despite his other content, I do believe that he tried to respect my requests to dial back the stuff because his video was a lot more chill in my opinion than most of his other ones. The video that he did on me. So I respect and I appreciate him for doing that at least. I'm not sure, I never watched lives on here. Do you want me to Google it for you? I'm confused on what you're talking about, Dakini. It's kind of dumb. Basically rewards people who are engaged. Oh, you're talking about the crown. Sorry. Basically rewards people who engage in the stream chat the most. Oh, well, that's cool. It's funny that you're saying it's dumb because you have the #1 crown. That's fair as fuck, Fox. I like the vibes here. I admire Spooks for the work he does, but this was petty. Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because I genuinely was a fan. And building up, like when I emailed him, I watched like all his toxic TTV videos because I wanted to like get excited that, oh my god, he's probably gonna help me out. Yes, it did, Dakini. It got mass reported and for some reason it said that I was ban evading. And I appealed it to explain that I rebranded and I didn't even use a different account. It was the same account. And they said no, basically, so I'm just gonna try and move on. That's all I can do. Well, that's one thing I'm gonna have to agree with River on because River constantly calls out how the people that Spooks talks about gets banned almost every time. No matter how extreme the toxic TTVer was, they usually get banned because they get mass reported. And while Spooks can claim that he has nothing to do with that, he most certainly does. And that doesn't mean that it's necessarily his fault, but to pretend that it has nothing to do with his community is just not true. And when I say his community, I mean, it doesn't matter if there's a side of his community that are assholes and he'll be like, those people aren't really part of my community. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they're not quote unquote really part of your community. There's still people who watched your video and decided to do bad things because of it. You have to accept at least a little bit of responsibility for that. At least acknowledge that when you make a big video exposing someone, whether or not you blur them, you have to acknowledge that, yeah, that person is probably going to get a lot of people targeted on them now. River don't like about Springtrap power because Springtrap has fire axe for his power? The fuck? I don't know what you're talking about. I think that he needs to stop naming TTVs. While I'm happy I found you. It allows some members of this community to mash report. Yeah. I don't care for drama. Glad to find new funny CC to watch. What's CC? Oh, content creator. It's my biggest issue with Spooks. He knows that his audience gets vigilante brain from his videos, but he tries to act intellectually dishonest about the consequences, yeah. You deserve whatever happened to you, and I hope you get banned as well permanently. Okay. I fucked up that paragraph, haha, my dad. Content creator, yeah. I assume that's what you meant, Juge. But, does anyone have any questions or any confusion about everything I talked about, or any questions about Greenie or SpooknJukes or something I said, something I did? Anything like that at all? I know a lot of you had questions, and I feel like it's only fair to answer the people that actually stayed in the entire stream. Don't feel like it's fair to go back to comments in the beginning that people aren't even here to hear, so I'm gonna focus on the people that are still here. And that makes my point. When the sun explodes, just proved it. Yep. And it's unfortunate because this person probably doesn't even know any of the facts. They probably just assuming the worst. Like I said, River's video on Spook was largely true. River's aggressive style and video fails to convince Spooks fans. Yeah, Cyber, I agree. The problem is that he's way too, like, off the deep end, in my opinion. To the point, like, he'll jokingly call himself racist and stuff. To the point that it's like, that's all he does. And then it's just like, then he gets confused when people believe that he is that. Because he won't drop that. Like, that's the type of stuff that, like, anything you say, now a shit ton more people are just gonna assume you're lying. Appreciate that, Juge. I do want to let everybody know that I will be ending the stream. I'm not going to be playing any games or anything like that today. This was just to set the record straight about all of the drama. And this stream is going to be saved so that I can send it to anybody who might be confused about what really happened. Although they're probably not, they're probably going to be like, I'm not watching that fucking 4-hour thing. So it's, you know, but I wanted to like, at least explain it to the people that actually cared and were willing to be in the stream. That's true. Yeah. I think you said all you needed to say. So I think so too. I don't have any questions, to be honest. I feel like it only got to this point because y'all both stream. It would just be left at in-game chat if it was any other person. It's just unfortunate. You chill though. Thank you. Clip this VOD down to your major points to simplify for people who can't be bothered. Yeah, I might. I probably won't though, Cyber. And that's because, not because I'm lazy, but because this is all the effort I wish to give this drama. If people, you know, don't have the effort to find the truth, then why should I make it easier for them? Because they clearly don't care enough about what's true then. Appreciate that, Kogi. And I really like your profile picture of Marceline. Well, I've said all I have had to say, and I think everybody is finished with their questions. So thank you, everybody, for supporting me through all this. I know it's bullshit. Yeah. I'm gonna move on from this, and I'm not gonna talk about it anymore after this stream. It's over with. I would appreciate it if everybody here didn't bring it up anymore either, in future streams and content, and let's just all move on, please. I will be streaming tomorrow at 4 p.m. and it will just be some normal Dead by Daylight matches, so. But yeah. But, much love to everybody, and we'll see what happens. Oh, and just in case, I'm going to drop my Discord. I would love it if you guys could join my Discord. Then you guys can get announcements whenever I'm going to stream, so you can always be there on time. And yeah, but much love. I hope this helped people understand my side of things, and thanks for all the support. Bye, everybody.